Hi, this is Cassidy Gard with CiGi TV, and I am here with Robert Davi. Hello.
Hello, Cassidy. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good.
All right, so we're here at Politicon. Can you tell us about what panel you were on today?
I was on a Trump panel with Ann Coulter and Rick Tyler and Eugene Robinson and John Rattenzer. And we had a very good Trump panel.
So during this panel, what did you guys discuss?
And Sally Cohen was the moderator.
Okay.
The wonderful Sally Cohen.
That's a lot of names to remember.
Sally Cole. It was, we discussed, she has questions and basically the importance of Trump or what are the policies or the significance of his policies. And, it was a push-pull of the necessary aspects, as far as I'm concerned, that we elect Donald Trump as president.
Well, you specifically, you have been involved in politics. You endorsed John McCain when he ran in 2008. So what is it about this election season and supporting Trump that has you so riled up and passionate?
Well, it's the first time that I can remember that both the left and the right have let us down, have let America down. And I'm not talking about special interests, I'm talking about America. And Donald Trump comes along with immigration, with trade, with the stomping on political correctness. Our lips have been stapled in our country here. And there's the underneath that's been going on in this country, looking for a movement, looking for someone who's going to take the bull by the horn and hopefully make America first. And with the immigrant population that we have, and that is so vibrant and necessary, there's not been the assimilation over the last several decades. So America is going to become Kosovo in 120 years or less, because the multiculturalism is not leading toward e pluribus unum, even in schools. We're being separated by so many different special interests. In my time, I've seen, when I grew up, irrespective of what, and I'm not saying that I have never seen the disrespect that I've seen the last couple of years for our police officers. All right? These guys that create law and order for our country. Sure, there's going to be incidents that happen, but I was taught respect. Respect for, if you were told, show my ID or whatever it is, you know what I mean? So there's a whole culture in our country right now that's fraying the foundational aspects of law and order, beginning with immigration. And that, to me, is a very dangerous thing. And Donald Trump comes along, and he's facing these issues head on.
Now, I have to ask you, before this election and supporting Donald Trump, did you know him before? Have you met him? Are you friendly with him?
No, it had nothing to do. I met him one time years ago at a birthday party of a friend of mine, who I will not say, a big star, for several minutes, and that was it. Not really, just a handshake and a hello.
Never seen him since?
Never seen him since, nor talked to him since. No, I wrote about, on June 16th, a year ago, when he came down those stairs and started speaking, I started writing an article for Breitbart. I've been writing for Breitbart since 2010, since before
then. You're not just a Hollywood actor and director, you're also very involved with politics.
Singing is my big passion.
They say that you're the crooner.
Yeah, a little bit of that. But yes, a lot of that, actually. I love it. But anyway, so I started to write about the effect Donald Trump will have on the election, and that he was going to be the guy, because he spoke for the America that has been forgotten, the America that needs to be brought back. We have a lot of, like I say, just the middle class that's been gutted in our country. And I did a lot of research in terms of with his children and his people that have worked for him, to get to who the man was before I made my ultimate decisions and stuff. And I think right now our country needs him. And I think even the immigrant population that is in a tither, it's not Hispanic, Latino, black, white, it's America. And he's a man that appeals to, or the LGBT. It's what is good for America, for this nation.
Do you think Donald Trump is a sexist?
No.
No?
No, I think...
You mentioned his past, and there's been, whisperings. I mean, every person, they come with stories attached. It's part of being in politics, right? But what do you think about the way that there's a narrative on Donald Trump and the way that he speaks about women?
Was Sammy Davis a sexist? Ever hear of Sammy Davis Jr.?
I've heard of him, but I don't know if he was he sexist.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm just saying, we have been effeminized as a nation. To say a woman has beautiful eyes or beautiful legs, there's nothing wrong with that. But the feminist movement has pushed men into their masculine energy and made a wimpy society, and a society whose lips have been stapled. Now, I don't say disrespect. I believe he cherishes women. Look at his daughter, Ivanka. You look at his children. He's got 5 children who revere and love the father. If you're a jerk, your kids are not going to respond to you like that, especially a daughter. A daughter's going to say, and he empowered his daughter. And go ahead, do I think what?
What do you think about Donald Trump and like the Megyn Kelly, for instance, the way that went down?
You know what? I feel that when she first made that statement to him on the opening bell, that could have been dealt with a little differently. I felt that there was, and look at that whole thing about, there's a term, if you like sports and boxing, especially as a fighter, you have blood coming out of your nose, your ears, whatever. And irrespective of having nothing to do with feminine, Trump has been a guy that has been absolutely, I think, authentic in who he is, and he doesn't kowtow to this masculine, feminine thing. He treats people, in business, all energy is masculine. In business, all energy is masculine, and that's the most important thing to say in terms of feminine or masculine. What I mean by that is that there is no you shouldn't differ. You know what I mean? A woman shouldn't get equal pay. You want to see everyone have equal opportunity and equal pay.
That's very feminist of you to say.
Why?
Yeah, because that's a conversation that both sides are having, whether or not that there is a difference in pay for women. That's a very hot topic issue, and here you are saying that there absolutely should be equal pay for men and women. So
Absolutely.
good for you. That's an important thing to acknowledge.
Yeah, well, it should be. Equal opportunity, equal pay. We went through that thing, and I think that divisiveness, and I have 3 daughters. I had 2 sisters. One was killed by her ex-boyfriend at 21 years old.
That's horrible. I'm so
abuse
sorry.
to women is something that to me is very, very, close to my own experience. So the necessity for women to be revered, and I believe he cherishes them. His daughter is not going to be as accomplished as she was without a father that was cherishing to his daughter and understood that she could accomplish anything.
So I would love to hear you speak on one more thing, and then I'm sure you have to go. But I would love to hear your point of view, gun control, NRA, mass shootings. Do you think there's anything that's wrapping it all together, or what do you think that should be done?
I think that Donald Trump saying that he wants to sit down with the NRA and discuss the issue, knowing that they already have laws in place in terms of background checking people on the terror watch. The NRA had already put those issues in place. I think the Second Amendment has to be protected, absolutely. At the same time, in China, there were 27 school children knifed to death. So someone that wants to kill and do harm is going to find a way to do it. Whether it's a bomb, whether it's a gun, whether it's running them down in the middle of the street. However that's going to happen, it's going to happen. We need a culture change in terms of, I think these video games have an issue to it. I'm not saying that we have to, but there's violence and things. I think also the moral compass of our country has dissipated. When you're not able to say Merry Christmas comfortably, and give a certain kind of, whether you believe or not, but to make that an issue. When you don't have a moment of silence in school where kids can connect to their moral compass or their center, those are bigger issues. It starts there. It starts with the culture, not just, the gun is like a big hot topic excuse. We have to do something much deeper in our schools, in our education process, in our spiritual values in America to then work on that. Work on the individual malaise and the destructive behavior that's going on. Again, the disrespect for police, disrespect for authority, disrespect for life. That's happening.
Now, is there anything about Trump and his comments or policies? Is there anything that you see and even you're like, oh man, wow, he shouldn't have said that? Or are you really, you support him 100%? Or are there ever any things that you're kind of like, oh, come on, Trump, or no?
Well, I mean, that you'd be human if you didn't say, if there was something that maybe you could say it this way and that way, but I'm not going to second guess because I know where it's coming. I know the essence of what what he's about. He's a guy that built. He looked at something and he built. He built America. That takes a certain kind of will and certain kind of energy. Our country needs rebuilding. We need rebuilding. Our infrastructure needs rebuilding. Our government needs rebuilding. Our national consciousness needs rebuilding and unification. There's a lot of different things. So you need a force of nature. You need someone that can grab the media, get the attention, make a point, because these issues have not been dealt with.
Right.
I met with the GOP on immigration and wrote about it in 2010. They have not done anything about it. So if you have to get the attention, and then once you get that, you can then start to shape our policies. And so even in terms of the, they accused him of mocking some guy, some reporter. All right, remember they accused him of mocking some reporter that had a disability, supposedly?
I vaguely. There's been a couple, I mean, there's so many media stories,
but if you look at that guy was never liked what they said he was, the reporter.
Okay.
He had a little of a disability, but he didn't talk like that. He was totally misrepresented in the media.
Okay.
So the media will take something sometimes and spin it around, albeit there may be issues when you say something that can be a little bit construed like that, and they might be more nuanced. I like his authenticity. I like his off-the-cuffness. I like that spontaneity, as opposed to canned, rehearsed, and watered-down speeches.
So what do you think of Hillary?
Hillary, I met her years ago. I thought she was a wonderful person when she was senator. I met Bill Clinton. I thought he was a wonderful person. In terms of running the country, I wouldn't like to see that.
Well, do you think you're going to go on the campaign trail? Are you going to go out? Are you going to campaign for him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So have you? I find it's so shocking he hasn't reached out to you yet.
No,
You're waiting for the call?
Well, I don't know what I'm waiting for. I did meet his son Eric, who's a wonderful person, and all his kids, like I said. So we'll see what happens. But nobody's approached me as of yet.
Well, your line's open, right?
Absolutely.
So nice to chat with you. Thank you
Cassidy,
for your
lovely to meet you.
time. Nice to meet you as well. Thank you for joining us here at Politicon on CiGi TV.